Welcome to Dodgers Dogs. As part of the Dodgers Daily Network, Coach, I am so excited to bring you in because it's the day after the dominance of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I'm just going to get my popcorn. I'm going to get relaxed in my little Serta seat right here, and I cannot wait to hear you talk about it. I've got a bunch of talking points. I want this to be all about your thoughts. I've emptied my tank here in the last couple of days. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Let me start this with the first of all, though, with the dominance from Yoshinobu Yamamoto. First Dodger in 21 years to throw a complete game in the postseason. That absolutely was awesome. So it takes me back to the Josh Reddick tweet, which I never was a big fan of Josh Reddick. He just kind of was like the Michael Conforto type deal for the Dodgers. And then also he kind of turned into a tool. And I remember him tweeting, how in the world can the Dodgers sign a guy that they've never seen pitch at the major leagues for that amount of money? Take that one, Josh Reddick. That's why you do it, because the Dodgers have the best developmental system and scouting system maybe of all time in baseball. So take that, Josh Reddick, right?
Yeah, don't think for a minute they didn't do their homework on this whole deal. They've seen all they need to see of him. Trust me, the Dodgers aren't handing that kind of money out just based off of hearsay and rumors and what so-and-so, that guy told me. They're not doing that. They knew exactly what they were getting there. Just like when they signed Sasaki, I mean, they knew exactly what they're getting there. Still remains to be seen how that's going to, mesh out, how that's going to work out on both cases. Obviously, it's worked out well on both cases, but, Sasaki had a rough go early on this season, and had come out of it, seemed pretty good. Then we'll talk more later about the other night. It was a little bit shaky, but, we know what he brings to the table. But Yamamoto, I mean, his ERA, hovering around 2 point, if not, it's probably under 2 point now. And that's the regular season into the playoffs. His last start wasn't great in the playoffs, but it wasn't horrible. It just wasn't what, we're expecting a no-hitter going into the ninth, like you had at the Orioles and that type of stuff, or like last night. Even when you think he's getting in trouble, he's able to land a pitch, and he has hitters messed up so much. And that tweet, that's somebody just talking. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't. I've never been a major league player, and he has, so he knows more about this stuff than I do. But also, I don't know enough about the Dodgers that they're not throwing money out there to some. They know what they're getting, or they know what the potential is of what they're getting, and that's what they did. Why they did what they did. And you watched last night, and in his last few starts of the regular season, they more than got their bargain, got their money's worth on this deal.
They did. And for, a lot of the people, and I know I've gotten a lot of this on Dodgers Dogs, the more that I brag about the Dodgers, the more I get, especially it seems like from Brewers fans, they're whining and crying. I will say that because it's whining and crying. And I can say that because I'm a diehard fan of Oklahoma State, who is a have-not in the college world. Now, we're not like totally poor or anything, but we're not Alabama or even OU. We are the Brewers of college football. So I get it. I understand, where the Brewers fans are coming from whenever you're looking at all these teams like the Dodgers that spend 2 to 3 times more than you do. I understand it, okay? But as an Oklahoma State fan, we hold our coaches accountable. We just fired Mike Gundy, greatest coach ever, after 3 weeks because it's not to our standard. So it's like you always say, Coach, you can't be mad at the Dodgers. The Dodgers are just maximizing what they are able to do underneath the rules. If you want to be frustrated with baseball. But bottom line is, it doesn't matter. These are the rules we live by. So if you want to win a World Series, you got to find solutions, not complaints. And so that's kind of my message there is, okay, so if you're a Dodgers fan instead of a Brewers fan, if I was an OU fan instead of an Oklahoma State fan, and I was a have instead of a have-not, would you not expect your front office to spend every dime that they possibly could to give your organization the best chance they can to win a World Series? There should be no animosity towards the Dodgers or the front office at all. They're doing what they're supposed to do, what they have to do.
Yeah, they're doing what they have to do and what they're capable of doing.
Yes.
The Yankees aren't anywhere around. They spent just as much. I don't know exactly the total number, but the Dodgers aren't the only one that spent a lot of money. They spent the most, but it's the same thing. Yes, Oklahoma State is a good example of a small market team in NCAA sports because they don't have the money, whatever, and we did just fire Mike Gundy, but also he went 18 straight winning seasons.
Yes.
And several of those years, they're as good as anybody in the country. So more bang for your buck, whatever the heck you want to call it. Also, I'd say the Milwaukee fans, don't shortchange your team. That's disrespectful to your team and your organization. Yes, they're a small market team. They have earned the right to have the number one seed. They wouldn't hand it anything. Yeah. It's a 162 game season. Pat Murphy's a great manager. Yes. They got an outstanding organization. They're putting outstanding players on the field. Don't sell them short. The Dodgers winning because they got more money.
Yeah,
no,
right.
The Dodgers are winning because they're executing and making winning baseball plays on the road against a great team. So let's give credit to the Dodgers, but don't disrespect your team. I don't like that. The Brewers got a heck of a team. I think they're outstanding.
Pat Murphy, of course, he leads the charge. That's the one thing I haven't liked. I understand why Pat's done it, trying to downplay the talent, make themselves a huge underdog. Hey, that is just a competitor trying to find an edge, okay? Yeah. We all know that's a bunch of bullshit, though. We all know that as soon as he gets behind closed doors, he's like, I don't give a shit. We're going to kick Shohei Ohtani's. That's what's happening behind. We all know that, right?
We've all done it. I've done it several times, as you know. Yeah,
absolutely. But I will just say the crying and the whining that I'm getting, and as far as Milwaukee Brewers fans towards the Dodgers on Dodgers Daily, it's below the Brewers. The Brewers are an awesome organization. They have put together maybe the best, most complete roster of a mid-level in terms of smaller market type of team that I have ever seen. I mean, Pat Murphy's awesome. They have a great brand of baseball. They have wonderful fans. It's all a great presentation for the Brewers. It's below them. It's below what this organization has put out there for the Milwaukee Brewers to cry and whine and bitch about how much money the Dodgers have spent, especially when you have rookies like Andy Pages that are laying down 2 bunts. They didn't overpay for that guy, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. The execution, we talked about this before the series ever started. The team that executes the best is going to win. And so far, it's been the Dodgers, but I'll go Kobe Bryant out, again. Kobe Bryant wasn't happy. They're up 2-0. Everybody's thinking he ought to be smiling. He's like, we haven't done anything yet. So, and the Brewers fans need to understand their team is still good enough to come back and win this series. All they got to do, if they can pick up, if they can somehow find a way to win 2 in LA, then they come home again with an even series. So, well, they're going to have to win 3 in LA, to be honest with you. But, they're going to have to win at least 2 there to come back home. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. That they have the opportunity to, and they're good enough to do that. So don't shortchange it. Yeah, this series is not over yet. The Dodgers are in great position, just like the Mariners are in great position. 2 road wins to start out with, but like we said before this series started, hadn't been a big deal to play on the road. These major league teams, the Brewers are very, very capable of going into LA and winning 3 in a row. And don't think they've done it already this year. Again, this is a different scenario. You're going to see everybody's got leverage arms going. There's no inning killers. There's no regular season. Well, it says 162. We're not in that mode anymore. We're in playoff time. The Dodgers are built for this. The Dodgers have geared up for this. And we all did some pissing them on during the regular season. We all have, me included. Everybody that's a Dodger fan has. They're built for this. They built them. That's why they didn't do anything at the trade deadline. They felt good about where they were. They had a plan already of how they're going to go into the playoffs. And there's no doubt about it. That's why it's the best organization in baseball, because the front office people, along with the on-field staff, know exactly what they're doing and what their plans are. Yes, they were sitting there bitching and moaning about a regular season when they won the division over a really good San Diego team, right behind them. So, they're geared for this. They're built for it. Like we said back in the day when everybody's whining about how much money the Dodgers spent. Yes, it's World Series or bust for the LA Dodgers. World Series or bust for the New York Yankees. Boone, he's probably going to get fired over New York. That's the world you live in. That just is what it is. I would rather be that than have no expectations. Nobody giving a crap, and you got 800 fans in Miami's beautiful stadium down there, and nobody gives a shit. I'd much rather have it the other way. I've been both places. So have you, Case.
Yeah.
I've been with a basketball team that won 5 games my first year. They ended up being in a state finals team. I liked it a lot better when I felt more pressure as a coach. I had pressure because I felt like we were going to win every game, or we should win every game. I'd rather have it that way than the other way. Oh, hell, I don't know if we can win a game this season. We've all been in the same place. And like the talking it down. I've done that.
Yeah.
Going to the state tournament, I was a coach of the team, and to the media, I told them, hell, I don't even know where to park the bus at. We've never been down here to the State Fair Arena in Oklahoma City. I don't even know where to park.
That's the Pat Murphy right
That's the Pat Murphy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Finding an edge.
I don't even know where to park the damn bus at. But then I go in to pick up the newspaper. They got the wrong team. They got the wrong mascot.
Yeah, absolutely.
We get to the arena, they got the wrong damn name up on the scoreboard. What do you think my pregame speech was?
We had to walk through mud puddles all the way through the parking lot, which means we're going to kick ass because we have to walk through mud puddles to get into our own damn gym, right? That kind of
talking
thing.
to Daddy Oklahoma, and I'm just a good old country boy trying to find we're just happy to be here. Get in the locker room, I'm a hell of a lot different. So, Pat Murphy's different in his clubhouse. The players know it. We know it. That's why we respect the guy, respect that team. They're coming to win. They're playing to win, and this thing's a long way from being over.
Yeah, I just kind of my message. Brewers fans don't want to hear what I have to say, but
sure,
as an Oklahoma State fan, OU has beat us 92% of the time, and so I understand your pain. Trust me, I do. I get it. Just stop. I mean, it's just you're better than that. It's just not a good presentation. Even if you don't win, sorry. I mean, the Dodgers are what they are. You're exactly right. The Dodgers have spent 3 times or whatever it is more than you have. You're 100% right. Having said that, okay, it is what it is. So just, try to figure it out and try to win the next couple of games or whatever it is. So, okay, I got to say this, Coach. You talked about pissing and moaning about the regular season. That's the fun part, the coffee talk the next day, right?
Yep.
The talking shop the next day afterwards and whatever is on your mind there. So I got to say, the maturity for the front office, and then really this is why it's so valuable to have a very mature, very confident manager, because during the regular season, let's make no mistake about it, the Dodgers gear everything towards the playoffs, and they're willing to have even a stretch of baseball that the presentation doesn't look perfect, and they're not worried about it at all. They don't even care, it seems like sometimes, because they have such a bigger picture in mind. Do you understand? But I hope Dodgers fans understand the maturity it takes a guy like Dave Roberts or Andrew Friedman to be able to take on the criticism they get maybe in a stretch of baseball where they're not playing very good, whenever almost some of it's intentional because they have a bigger picture in mind. The maturity to be able to do that and withstand that and then execute it once the postseason gets here, it's a pretty awesome thing to watch. I don't know if I would have that amount of discipline like on July the 2nd.
You're absolutely correct. They're big. They see the big picture. They plan for the big picture. But I'm like you. But don't make no mistake about it. They didn't plan everything that happened this past summer.
Correct.
You could see it wearing on Dave Roberts. You could see it wearing, and there's even at one point case we're wondering they might already make the damn. But they went from the top record in baseball. If we keeps going to hell here, we're not even getting the damn playoffs. And then that was a real talk at one time because of the stress the Dodgers were struggling so much. It wasn't real. You always felt like they're probably going to get in, but if it continued to go to hell, they may not have got in. And they're 22-6 now, and they're getting the last 28 games. So end of the regular season, into the playoffs has been a whole different deal. But make no mistake about it, yes, they had a plan. Their big picture. They all had a plan. They're sticking to it. They got a vision, whatever the heck you want to call it. They know what they're wanting to do.
It drives me insane, but it's working.
They got to get there. No, you're right. But I promise you, back in July, there was times that they were going, well, hell, we may not get a chance. We don't clean this up.
Yeah.
But the trade deadline told us everything that we needed to know. They got help in the minor league level that maybe eventually help us out in the major league level. They were comfortable. We talked about this that day. They were comfortable where they were, comfortable in their own skin. They felt like they had everything they needed. So they had plans then because they knew Scott was struggling. I mean, that obviously, they had a plan then of what they were going to do and how they were going to be able to do it. So, and they had the vision. I think you talked to Billy Gasparino, was it last year? And he was even second, they knew what they were wanting to do and how they were going to do it. But he's like, hell, there's days where we're like, shit. I don't know if it's going to work or not.
Here,
but I'm sure they had it this year too, because that's human nature.
Yeah.
But to have a plan in the big picture, not everybody can do that. Some people just want to get in the damn.
I can't do it. I don't think I could do it. I would get impatient. I'd be like, guys, July 2nd. I'd be like, God damn it, guys, we got to start playing.
I want to my friend. Strike. Hell yeah.
I apologize.
I'm the same way. Starving pygmies in New Guinea. I
please,
apologize, Lord.
please forgive me for that.
Yeah,
Yes,
please forgive me for that. But anyway, we've all been there, and that's what's amazing about the organization.
Yeah,
it
is.
But make no mistake. There's days in July they were wondering,
driving me insane.
Damn, we may not even get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So we don't get to the playoffs.
And
all this planning means nothing.
Yes,
we're all
correct.
in the Caribbean
exactly.
fishing.
That's how I get as a fan, no doubt.
This means nothing. All the money you spent doesn't mean a damn thing. The Yankees, they spend a few bucks too, and they're not anywhere around it. There's not any happiness in that organization either.
So having said that, okay, you play the plan with the big picture of making sure all of your pitching is healthy at the exact right time, knowing that you're going to have 6 starters that can also go to the bullpen. We've been talking about that forever. The big picture plan's coming together. I will say this, okay, this last 2 years, it just feels like if there's not helter-skelter, there hasn't been just all hell breaking loose, then it's almost like whenever hell is breaking loose, that's when you're at your most comfortable because you're like, oh, well, this is when the Dodgers actually respond, is whenever people start thinking that everything's just gone to hell in a handbasket. So now that all the big picture plans have worked perfectly, you're in a perfect scenario going back home up 2-0. It's almost like it's so perfect and so comfortable, it almost scares me for a weird reason. Why do I feel like that, Coach?
Because you're right. The last 2 years, it's been stress after stress after stressor. And we'll go back. We always make the statement of sometimes I've had teams that weren't very good. And I'd use the term, well, it's a character builder. We're getting our ass kicked, and I'm getting tired of other coaches coming up to me and go, hey, coach, your old kid sure play hard, boy. Who do you got next time? I got tired of that crap because that meant they just kicked my ass, and they're trying to make me feel good. So the Dodgers, if you don't talk about character, there's no question on these guys from the top of the organization, the on-field management, on-field coaching, on-field players. Because let's go back to when it was in cruise control for the Dodgers. 2 years ago, they won a division by 14 games. They get their ass beat. Yeah.
There's been the perfect amount of, hey, we might not make the playoffs versus they haven't had to work so hard like 2021 where they just came in exhausted. It's been the perfect amount of pressure put on this team to find its best version, I think.
Character builder is the word. The last year, right down to the last day in the playoffs, first round against the Padres. Same way this year, all the way to the end of the season, they've had to battle their guts out. They sit in the pretty boy la la land team. Now they may not end up winning it all. I don't know.
They might lose the next 4 games. The Brewers. The Brewers are good, man.
Absolutely, that could happen. But make no mistake, this is a character field team from the leadership on down.
Not team, clubhouse. Organization. Yes.
Team organization from the top on down. These guys have had to, I spent all the money. I had guys, they're just buying a championship. That means nothing in baseball.
Okay, if we are, so what? But still, you have to have a culture, right? Mike Schild, my opinion, he stepped down from the Padres. Yep. My opinion, okay, because he didn't want to put up with Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. shit. I just point blank. They bought all these people. They think they should win a World Series, and I got 2 of the biggest punks in the game. I don't want to deal with this shit. Bye. See ya. I personally think that's what happened to Mike Schild. So you can spend all the money you want, like the Brewers have done, right? But not the Brewers, but like the Padres have done. But what the Dodgers have done is they have the first thing they consider is this player actually a fit in this organization, and will they fit the culture? And so that's why the money has been well spent where it hasn't been with the Padres.
Well, and it's how you said it best. That's how you spend your money.
Yes, correct.
I don't personally know Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, but from everything I can see and everything you hear, they're great people. They're not only Hall of Fame baseball players, and some of the best players on the earth. They're both Hall of Famers, but they're outstanding people.
Yes.
That's you can go like you just mentioned about the Padres. Maybe we don't have some of that over there. The Dodgers, we're willing to spend money.
There's no maybe. They don't. They have the coach. They have no culture. They have no chemistry. They have just a bunch of dudes, and then their 2 biggest dudes are punks, and that's why they don't win.
And they had 3 when they had Profar. They got rid of him.
I've had teams where my dudes were punks. I've had teams where my dudes were punks, and I can tell you I went home every single night miserable because it was like, okay, what's going to happen the next day? And it just wasn't enjoyable because my best players were like my worst examples of what you should be. And I knew the experience that I have, I knew that that's likely not going to work. Sometimes it does. I mean, sometimes the villains like that, it works out for you. But most of the time when your best players are also your biggest punks, that doesn't work out for you. And on the opposite, what the Dodgers know, the formula the Dodgers have figured out, on the opposite of that, when your best players are your hardest workers and your best people and the best example of what a baseball player should be, then really it just kind of manages itself, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we go back to last year. We all knew Freddie had a bad ankle. We didn't know until after they had their damn parade they had a broken rib, and he's still playing every day and hitting grand slam home.
Coach, how about Clayton Kershaw just saying, "Hey, I know I'm a Hall of Famer, and I didn't get the help last year. Just tell me what role you need. I don't care, even if that means don't pitch, whatever it is." How about that for the type of culture the Dodgers have built? What Clayton Kershaw is doing right now, the example he's setting, right?
Well, that's what you have that's what your clubhouse is. Make no mistake about it. Every day the Dodgers walk in, your leaders are those guys. The manager, your dad used to say, "Great, coach doesn't have to get your ass ready to play every day." I heard your dad say it tons when he sat there watching us play.
If he does, then you're not going to be a part of the Dodgers organization. Go to the Padres.
Yeah, it's inside your culture. It's what, like we always said, what do you do when nobody else is watching? That's integrity. What do you do when nobody else is watching?
Yes.
What do you do on your time? We know it's already proven the Dodgers, the culture is what it is, but again, that still doesn't win baseball games. It gives you a better chance. And we already know in stressful
you have
situations.
To have talent. Yes, you have to have talent.
But in stressful situations, they're going more times than not. They're going to prove they know they're not going to be flustered by it to the point where they can't handle it. They may not have success in it. There's no guarantee of anything like that. But they're not. Those guys are not concerned. Mm-hmm. Tough times aren't bothering these guys. They've gone through.
No, absolutely not.
In the baseball world, tough times. They've gone through it. Hand over fist. I mean, Freddie had, his little boy was sick last year on top of everything else. The guy's showing up every day. Mm-hmm. That's leadership. Freddie don't have to walk in the clubhouse and say crap. The guys see him walk in, they know there's a damn leader. There's a guy that I respect. He don't have to say a word to me.
And they've got about 10 of those people.
Yeah.
Including Andrew Friedman, including Dave Roberts, and including, it is what it is.
He shows me. He don't have to. Absolutely. He don't come in here and thump his chest and tell everybody. He shows me in every day what he does, and I know the Dodgers have a bunch of that from their top of their organization on down. That's why they're where they are. Again, there's no guarantee of anything, but I think I said this before the series even started. The experience the Dodgers had, not only that, the character they built up over tough situations, back against the wall. Everybody has all that, says all those things.
Yeah.
But that's where they are. They didn't have the home field advantage walking into Milwaukee against the number one seed. Whatever, it doesn't matter to them. That tough situations, they're not going to shy away from it or make excuses. We're just going to dive in there and let it rip.
Mm-hmm. I used to always say character eliminates complacency. If you have character, then you're always, because you taught me this, my dad taught me this, my grandpa taught me this. You're never staying the same. Even if you are actually staying the same, the people around you are either getting better or worse.
Yep.
So if you're staying the same, you're going to get past. And so if you have character, you can't stay the same. You cannot be complacent. I think the Dodgers, one of the best things they've done is bring in like a Blake Snell and some new guys that are very hungry, that have kept this organization from getting complacent, and they are anything but that. Having said that, we've managed enough games in our life to know kind of what Pat Murphy's thinking right now. And to be honest with you, Pat Murphy's not mad. I think he's probably kicking himself for not pulling Peralta whenever he knew he should have last night. He wanted to pull him. He didn't. He let Peralta talk him out of it. And then Peralta ends up giving up the home run to Muncy, which for all intents and purposes was probably the end of the game. So I think probably Pat Murphy's frustrated with himself for not trusting his gut in that moment. But other than that, Pat Murphy knows what he's looking at. He's looking at a Dodgers team that is just simply put kicking his team's ass. And as a manager, what you do in that situation is you continue to provide positive reinforcements for your team. You continue to tell your team, hey, this can turn. The Dodgers might start playing, not perfect baseball like they are right now. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep grinding, and let's let this worm turn as it moves forward. So right now, Pat Murphy, zero frustration, zero animosity, zero anger. He knows it just is what it is, and if the Dodgers continue to pitch and play like they're playing right now, his team's going to continue to get his ass kicked. I promise you that's the mindset that he's at right now. Having said that, he is still continuing to tell his team to believe and still being in a positive reinforcement mode with them.
There's no doubt about it. We talked before this series started. The 4 teams left are all very close. As far as talent-wise, it's going to come down in both leagues. The teams that execute. We talked about that being big in the Dodgers series, the execution. I think you said it last night. I think you posted something about the Dodgers are out brewering the Brewers.
They are. Which is not surprising. The Dodgers have built a dynamic roster that can do what the Brewers do, but then they can also hit more home runs and pitch better.
No, the Dodgers have to. Their leading home run hitter can't hit anything right now. He's not hitting anything. So you can't sit back and rely on the homers. You have to play the game, and they're not letting that beat them. They're still executing the game, moving runners. Oh, I mean, Tail just hit a soft ground ball. It's soft enough that he moves the runners up. That's as good as a bunt.
It is.
He gets guys a second and third. He almost beat it out. Hell, I'm not sure he did. But, that's just.
And you knew Teo was going to make good for that mistake the night before. I'm still not letting Teo off the hook for not knowing when to freaking tag up. I'm not letting him off the hook there. But having said that, we all knew he would make up for that. That's why we love Teo.
Well, I was bitching him on that night. Rex was over here watching his cables out. We had the Dodgers and Bears both going. Me and Rex and we're bitching and moaning back and forth. I said, I know you've done it. The last thing I always told a runner at third base, less than 2 outs. The only way you don't score is if you don't tag up. Mm-hmm. If the ball's hitting, you get off. That's the only way that keeps you from scoring. If you tag, you score no matter what. Ball falls, you walk in.
You could crawl to home plate if you tag up and go. When the guy touches the ball,
yeah. So he's tagged up, and as soon as it touches his glove, go. If he catches it, you score. If he drops it.
So as a manager, where there's so much give and take, because there is quite a bit of bad to it, but there's way more good. As a manager, how did you do? I mean, because it's frustrating as hell. Because when it's bad, everybody wants you to rip his ass, and everybody wants you to. So, but you can't, because if you do that, you're going to take away a lot of the good too. So as a manager, how did you deal with those kind of guys? You've had them.
Yeah, every kid, even on the major league level, all the way down. I've never coached a major league level, but I have high school kids, outstanding players who just have, we'll call it a brain fart for a nicer word. The brain fart. You're like, they know that, because I'll guarantee you. Dino that's not his first time to coach third base either. I promise you, at some point he's totally got anything in the ball.
When
in
you
the
yell
air,
tag, you assume that a major leaguer knows that when you're yelling tag, you assume they know you're tagging and going home.
Yeah.
When you yell tag, that says, hey, we are going. That's what that means. That doesn't mean get back to the bag. When he says tag, what Dino is saying to the runner is that means we're actually going. So if Dino doesn't want the runner to go home, even if they do tag up, he's not going to yell tag, right? So right. Dino's assuming as soon as he yells tag, that's telling Teo to leave as soon as the ball hits the glove. But it is. But the important part is we know Teo makes up for it every single time, right?
And he come out. I saw a direct quote from him.
Yes.
I won't say the word. I effed it up.
I love it. I love that.
He took credit.
If I'm Dave, I'm saying, hey, this is how we have to handle this. Just come out and eat it.
And we move on. He says, I effed that whole thing up. I think his direct quote. I saw it today.
I'm no longer mad.
Now we move on. It's like, okay, I've screwed up stuff too.
Oh my God!
I'll tell the team that's on me. I screwed that up.
Yeah.
That's not his fault. That's
Come
me.
on, guys. It's on me. Sorry, brothers.
Well, Dave's had to do that too. Let's just all be accountable to ourselves when we screw up. Just be accountable. Don't point fingers. Just say, I screwed that up. I won't do it again. I promise you. And then the guys believe in him.
No doubt.
I
believe in him. I don't know how you couldn't believe in him. And two, Coach, going back, going back to the culture aspect, Yasiel Puig, Manny Machado, Trevor Bauer, Julio Urias, guys that did not fit the culture, right? They weren't the type of human being the Dodgers wanted their organization, although they're very talented, and Dodgers fans, some Dodgers fans still want Trevor Bauer to pitch for the Dodgers. I mean, they caught a lot of flack over some of these situations, okay? But guess what they did to those guys? See ya, right? I mean, and they've been the better for it, no doubt about it.
Well, Trevor Bauer, it's not just the Dodgers that said, I don't want nothing to do with him. Hell, he can go anywhere. Nobody wants to touch it. It's not about his talent. It's everything else. You turn around and grab a ball, throw it over the center field fence. There's something not firing right in your damn mind if you're a major league pitcher, amongst other things. What off the field is horrendous. If he's guilty of that, that's horrendous. I don't even want to talk about that crap. I got a daughter. It makes me want to, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about that part of it, but there's something not firing right in that guy's brain. So the Dodgers aren't the only ones that go for that. And you're right, cult is such a big thing. Those guys never really fit it, and the Dodgers never really won crap when they were around. So let's just keep it. Let's just call it real.
Yeah,
let's keep it what it is.
It is. Okay, so I think a big factor of this series, getting back to some of the nitty gritty to this series. One, the Dodgers is better than the Brewers. We have a comment here from JC. The Brewers are 15-15 in their last 30 games. They struggled against the Cubs. The Phillies were probably, as far as right now, the second best team in the National League, and the Dodgers beat them 3-1, and that's with the Phillies having the home field advantage. So the Dodgers have definitely flexed their muscle. There's no doubt. But I think a big factor of this series that's kind of going unnoticed, Jacob Misiorowski, the guy that gave the Dodgers fits, that can throw at 116 miles an hour, he had to throw 4 innings and 54 pitches on Saturday to beat the Cubs. And so he has not been available to the Brewers to this point. So if I am Pat Murphy, it is a slam dunk. I know that they wanted to move him to the bullpen, but Jacob Misiorowski is throwing game 3 for me, and I'm letting that young dude go as long as he possibly can. That would be my pivot if I'm him.
No, I totally agree. Yeah, we always said the other day is the old Mike Tyson line. Everybody's got a game plan till you get hit in the freaking nose. So, yeah, the Brewers and Pat Murphy may have wanted to put him in the pen, but you're also sitting there, you just lost 2 at home. You're down 2-0 and you're going on the road, and you got that cow, that bell cow sitting there. And I totally agree with you. You got to bring him out now. I mean, you're going down 3-0. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you're in danger of doing that.
What are you saving him for at this point?
Yeah, we all know.
If you put him in relief, you might be down 3-0 before he starts pitching. Is kind of my point.
Yeah, I've seen coaches, so have you, in state tournament situations that go in and go 0-2 and never throw their
especially
best pitcher.
Regionals.
Keep saving him. Saving him and you're going home. The guy hadn't thrown a damn pitch. You look like an idiot, and you're not giving your team the best chance of winning, which is your job, to give your team the best opportunity to win. So I agree with the case. I'll be shocked if Misiorowski, if he's not starting that game. I mean, if not, they may bullpen, quote unquote, bullpen it and bring somebody knowing they're going to bring him in about the third and let him have the rest of the game. But that's the other side of it. I got my Wrigley Field shirt on today, my Dodger ball.
Oh, nice.
Thanks to the Cubs for stretching that damn thing out and making them do that stuff. So, that's the thing about Pat Murphy. That was the right move. It wasn't something he wanted to do. He had to do that to win the damn game, or they're done. The Cubs beat them. So, that's the thing about baseball, that you have, everybody's got a plan, but things do change. Sometimes they change drastically. We've seen that. Dodgers had a great plan the other night and went to Sasaki, didn't have it, didn't have it like he's had in the past. So then you got a game plan, you got to do something, you got to change something else, and you're doing stuff you didn't really want to do, and the Dodgers got away with it. But that wasn't their game plan going in. We know that for a fact.
100%, Coach. Okay, so I'm going to say this very clear. It doesn't seem like the Dodgers are playing good offense because they're not scoring a lot of runs. But you know what? The pitch, Christopher Sanchez, Jesus Luzardo, Johan Duran, Freddie Peralta, all of those just electric arms that the Brewers used in Game 1. The pitching has been just ridiculous.
Yep.
So to be quite honest with you, other than Shohei Ohtani, the Dodgers are actually playing really good offense right now. They're grinding pitch counts. They're executing winning baseball plays. They're getting timely hits. They're scoring. They're getting 2-strike hits. They're scoring with 2 outs. They're hitting home runs and also bunting the ball. To be honest with you, the Dodgers are playing a great version of offense. Now, it doesn't show as far as scoring like 10 runs, but that's not because the Dodgers aren't playing great offense. That's just because the other team's pitching is that dominant right now that the Dodgers are facing. And the fact that the Dodgers are able to put 3 or 4 runs together in the face of all that pitching and without Shohei Ohtani doing anything, that just goes to show that beyond Shohei, this team actually is putting out a really good version of the type of offense it can play. And if it keeps playing offense exactly like it is right now and then add Shohei Ohtani to that mix, this is an offense that will not be denied all the way through the World Series if they keep playing exactly like they are right now.
And you're going to see the same thing with Mizorowski, or no matter who the hell they run out there. You're going to see Mizorowski in game 3. Either he's going to start it or he's going to come in with the idea he's going the rest of the damn way, because it's a must win for the Brewers there. But, yeah, I totally agree with you. We said this before. In this mode now, there's no inning killers unless you're getting your ass kicked or you're kicking somebody's ass. These are everybody's leverage guys are throwing now. Your rebate came in. What the heck was it? 7th inning the other day. That's their closer. That's an important part of the game. So everything's leverage between the two here. There's no, like you said, the Dodgers are seeing elite pitching. If they go to the next level, they're going to see elite pitching every time they walk, because that's the nature of this business. You have some time, you have a couple of games and you have a day off. The managers are able to do that sort of thing. They can set up their pitching staff to work those sort of things. So the Dodgers offense has been productive. Like I said, that's not a team that's going to bunt much in the regular season. They didn't bunt much in the regular season. Just we all kind of got frustrated time, home run or bust, blah, blah, blah. But the key to it now is, like I said, our leading home run hitter hadn't come close to hitting one very often, and got a big hit last night. I'll give him a big single last night in a clutch situation. But the point being, Here's the best part. No, the Dodgers pitches are dominating with the way Snell and Yamamoto throw. You may need 1 or 2 runs to win the damn game. That's all you need. That's what they needed the other night in the Snell's game, to get 2 runs. You don't play for the big bopper. The key is when you get an opportunity, you quote unquote get an opportunity, you have to move runners, as you always say, get them on, get them in, get them over, and get them in. That's the key to that. When the pitching is, that's the thing. The Dodgers pitching is so good. Dave's sitting there going, 2 wins, a bit, two runs.
2 runs, Randy Pages and a base hit, and they double down the right field line. I'm good, man.
Yes, hell right? Yeah, Andy. Andy's got clutch hits.
As long as my starters go 8-9 innings like the Dodgers, and have only walked 1 guy, that's been the biggest key. That's the key. We talked about that before the series started. No free baseball for these guys. Give them a chance to run their offense the way they want. They're not doing that. When we got trouble the other night in the 9th inning, we had 3 walks, I think, or 4. Is 3 walks I know of. When we had 0 going into that inning. So there's no big secret on how this stuff is going to go. We know how it works. Is that your Dodger dog in the background?
Your dog's getting fired up. It's a day off. Take it easy.
Tell your dog that I got 2 pit bulls, and if it doesn't be quiet, I'm going to bring them both over, and it might not be a good day.
You've seen the 6-pounder. That's the one making all the racket.
Oh, yeah. Thanks are tougher than hell, right?
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Hey, by the way, that's a sweet lid. That drip, that Tulsa drip.
Oh,
that's
the Tulsa
that's
drip.
Double A Tulsa hat. That's sweet, man.
Yeah.
But those hats look good, but they fit like crap.
No, I hate these.
Oh, they like they want to pop off the top of your head. It's terrible.
Yeah. I hate these new eras. I'll be honest with you.
Horrible.
I thought my big head falls in between. Normally,
I just started going trucker hat because those fitted new eras hats are terrible. I just go trucker hat. I love the trucker hats.
Like you got that Dodger daddy. I've got a Dodger hat like that too.
Yeah.
These game hats. I guess it's a good thing
They're
there was
horrible.
a major league player or manager.
They're horrible
because the hats fit me like crap.
Yeah.
So I'll use that as an excuse why I never made the big leagues as a manager or player.
Great point here by Chuck. This is why another example why Dodgers Dogs, as part of the Dodgers Day Network, the chat here is better than anywhere else. The whack-a-mole, I've said that a lot with the bullpen, with Dave, like, hey, it feels like you're getting this guy fixed and another guy struggles. You feel like you're getting this guy fixed, another guy struggles. So it's that whack-a-mole deal. It seems like Dave's been playing the whack-a-mole with the bullpen all year.
Yep.
But on the other end of that, a great offense like the Dodgers have, it should be a whack-a-mole effect, because what great offenses do, hey, if this guy or this set of guys aren't performing at this moment, which that happens, you have your ebbs and flows, then another set of guys makes up for it. It's the I got you, bro type of ball, right? So that whack-a-mole aspect of, well, Ohtani's not going good, but now Andy Pages has gotten hit. Now Will Smith's starting to hit. Max Muncy's hitting the ball back up the middle, hitting home runs. It feels like the Dodgers are back into that mode to where, as Chuck says, it's the whack-a-mole. But to put a more positive connotation on that, it's like, okay, we are covering each other. Whoever's not going to hit this game, somebody else in a different part of the lineup is going to cover it. That's another example of why, actually, although the Dodgers aren't scoring 1 million runs right now because the opposing pitching is elite that they're facing, it's also another example of how this Dodgers offense actually is executing and playing very good offense right now.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, the pitching is affecting everything. I mean, if the Dodgers jump out there and score 10 runs, I mean, that's one thing, but I don't see that happening. You never know. These are, either team could jump out there and have one of those games where they blow up. I can't see it happening because of the pitching on both sides has been so elite. But, you don't have those.
I mean, how in the hell are you going to score 8 or 9 runs against Christopher Sanchez or a Jesus Luzardo or a Johan Duran or a Freddie Peralta or that bullpen arms? How are you going to score 8 or 9 runs, even if you're playing at the top of your game? How in the hell? I mean, there's no way because those guys have all executed. There's no way that any fan should expect the Dodgers to score any more than they are right now. No,
because you against those guys, you got to put a bunch of hits together.
You're not going to do it.
Unless you just get lucky and the bases loaded and you get guy makes a mistake, you get a granny, which doesn't happen very often.
You just got to take advantage of the opportunities you're given, pitch, and win the game. That's how you win.
You move. Yeah. Exactly what the Dodgers are doing. You get them on, you get them over, you get them in. I mean, that's
advantage of your opportunities. That's
because whatever that means. Very many.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's whatever that means.
And it's the same way for them too.
Yes.
I mean, hell, Yamamoto and Snell, those guys had no shot. They really did. And to be honest with you, that's a good offensive team, and just domination over there by those two guys. And I love it because they're wearing our hats.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to bring home the point that I understand the Dodgers aren't scoring a whole lot of runs. But no duh, based on who they're facing.
Yep.
That does not mean at all the Dodgers aren't playing, in my opinion, great offense, because I think they are. And let me give you another example right here. Let's just think about some of the guys going through the lineup. Max Muncy starting to hit home runs. He's hitting the ball in the middle of the field 2 nights in a row. The night before he almost hit one. Last night he actually did. Will Smith is starting to gather hits. Opposite field gap. Freddie Freeman's been fantastic. We saw Andy Pages finally settle in last night instead of being jumpy and getting out ahead of that slider on the outer half or being too aggressive on that sinker that's moving in, which we've always said is his kryptonite, the way that he leans out over the plate. He let the ball get to him. He let it travel. He threw it down the right field line, and then he laid down 2 bunts. Tommy Edman is making contact and getting hits when he needs to. Mookie Betts has been a good version of Mookie Betts. Teo Hernandez has been very, very clutch, and he's been one of the best hitters the Dodgers have had all postseason. And then Kike Hernandez has been October Kike. So when I say the Dodgers actually are playing great offense right now, there you go. I mean, literally they are. It's just that it's hard. And, so for the innings you're scoring in, it's hard to put up a 4 or 5 or a 6 spot and have that just explosion like you might have on July 26th whenever the other team goes down staff once they realize they're going to lose the game, because the teams in the playoffs aren't going to do that. So your 4 or 5 spot cricket numbers are maybe 1 or 2, but that still doesn't mean you're not playing great offense. Just think of all those guys that are either starting to go well or are going well at the moment. That's pretty good.
No, that you just mentioned everybody. The whole starting lineup's except Ohtani, and we can't forget that the 2 walks he's picked up directly led to runs.
Presence.
His presence has changed things. Even though he's not hitting, that they know what we know. He's struggling, but he's still Shohei Ohtani. It's like if Mickey Mantle walks in there. Yeah, I know his knee's blown out, but he's still freaking Mickey Mantle. I'm not going to let him beat me. So you see why they're walking these guys. But then, like I said, he got a base hit last night. He got a good, clean base hit. His presence is a part of the offensive game plan. He's changed the game just by getting an intentional walk. But you mentioned the 8 other guys. You can think back in the last – they've each done something, positive offensively to lead to wins. There's nobody hitting 400. His playoff Kike is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And it's a vibe, too. It's a mood, Coach. I mean, Teo and Kike are moods. They're not players. They're moods.
And it's not a fluke.
No.
Tommy Edman is just going – and he proved it last year. We're seeing him coming around. He's going to get back into playoff Tommy, too, baseball Tommy, whatever the hell you want to call him. We love that guy, Coach's son. He gets it. He's battling through. So we're seeing the best – you said it best, the best offensive version of the Dodgers we're seeing because of who the heck they're facing over there.
Yes.
And when Mizorowski brings his long, tall ass out there, throwing 104, 105 with moving, hell, you hope you get one or two.
If I'm a hitter on the Dodgers right now and somebody says, well, we're not quite playing offense, what the hell are you watching? Have you not seen the arms we faced? I mean, my God, we faced, I don't know how you could face any more explosive arms. That would, if I was a player right now, I've had to take the at-bats off of Sanchez and Luzardo and Duran and all these guys, and somebody said, hey, well, the Dodgers aren't quite clicking on offense, I'd be like, okay, why don't you grab a bat and get your ass out there and try to hit that crap, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly. We're doing pretty damn good against that right now. That would be my response.
Yeah, and the beautiful part about it is the way the Dodgers have been pitching. That they haven't had to try to score a whole lot of runs. That's the best part.
That's what playoff baseball is, Coach. It's baseball on the margins.
You complement each other.
Yes.
You're getting great pitching and defense. We only need one or two. Whatever.
And being able to score in more than one way. The home runs are great, but you also have to be able to bunt. You also have to be able to hit ground balls and get base hits.
You're not going to win consistently in the playoffs just because you're big boppers. Those teams don't win. Yeah, Freddie had a big grand slam last year, won the game. That's awesome.
They can win a couple of games in the series like 15-0, but then what do they do in the next game, right?
Yeah, you still got to win. You got to win the series. Nobody gives a damn what the individual scores are. Like I said, Ohtani is struggling. Our biggest home run hitter is not hitting home runs. Who cares? He'll sit around. Now what? He'll sit around. Oh, hell, no, we don't do that. He don't do it. He's not showing. You look at Ohtani. He's not patting around, walking around. He's just Ohtani, saying hello to everybody when he comes up, the catcher and the umpire, and hoping everybody's okay, tipping his cap to the other manager like he always does.
It's like Ohtani get pissed and actually get a hit right here. That's kind of what I was thinking.
I like seeing him get up there
the
and
Henry
hit the
side of me. Hey, get pissed at the ball. Quit being so polite and get pissed at something and go freaking hit your 58th home run, right?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be Shohei. That wouldn't be him. Everybody, even another team loves him too, just because you just see his personality. Whatever.
Yeah.
If he gets hot, this damn thing's over, and so is the next series. We know that for a fact.
Really, I say all that. The Dodgers were 2 for 11. We have a comment here that the Dodgers did leave a lot of meat on the bone. 2 for 11. They left 10 guys on base, but the fact that you're getting that many guys on base against a Freddie Peralta, now the relief pitching or whatever, but they did bring in their highest relief guy again last night, which was another. So we're talking about high leverage, electric arms that the Dodgers are facing there. So 2 for 11, you could definitely improve on that, no doubt about that. But my opinion, this is just me, that you got to give the Brewers credit for the type of pitching that they're throwing out there. They're executing with runners on base. So the 2 for 11, not great, obviously, but I give the pitching the credit for that because the Dodgers are seeing great arms.
Hell, it's Al Davis's damn thing. Just win, baby. I mean, and you'll hear it all the time. Just advance. Just win and advance. They're not giving style points. We're not giving that crap. Do whatever you have to do. Make your winning baseball plays. Shoot whatever your plan is. You may have to deviate from it. It doesn't matter. Next man up. Blah blah blah. All the terms that we use. Just win the game. It don't have to be pretty. They don't give style points on anything. You're in playoff baseball, the National League Championship Series, one step away from the World Series. Whatever it takes, find a damn way to win the game. That's what you're seeing.
Mm-hmm. And we do have an excuse here for a comment from V-Track. Why are you making excuses for bases loaded with no outs? Well, I'm not making excuses. What I'm trying to tell you is this is the game of baseball. And when you're facing the best arms the game has to offer, and you've seen the best arms the games have to offer, then sometimes they execute and sometimes you don't. So the Dodgers are doing exactly what they do to need to win games. They're playing, their different guys in their lineup are starting to play good offense, and they are taking advantage of almost all of their opportunities. So for every time, here's my point to that, my counter to that. For every time the Dodgers have had bases loaded, nobody out, they've also started. How many times did the Dodgers started a 2-out rally with nobody on base? They had 5 hits out of their 10 hits last night. 5 of them were with 2 strikes. And then they have been the best team in baseball, including in the postseason, of scoring with 2 outs. So that's another one of those, to me as a fan, it's like a manager's decision. You focus on the times to where maybe you did leave meat on the bone. You can't deny that you did leave meat on the bone there. But by doing that, you're also ignoring the times to where you scored in situations to where you likely wouldn't normally. So I think those two balance out the fact whenever you put together the type of pitching the Dodgers are seeing, that whenever you put all that together and come up with a final formula, I'm not trying to be combative here, but that's why I defend this offense and saying it's playing good, because you have to look at both of them. And when you do, it comes out to whenever you compare that to the pitching you're seeing, it has been good.
No, I get frustrated.
That's where I'm at.
Coach comes out. I mean, if you swing at a bad pitch, but here's what I also have to take into account. These aren't guys that I've seen with my own eyes on a high school American Legion.
And another deal, one more, Coach. And another deal is Ohtani's not hitting. So I think if Ohtani starts hitting, all of that goes away anyways, and we've already addressed that. So,
like I said, he starts hitting, this series is over.
Yeah.
And everybody knows it, because whatever, he's going to kill you. But no, it goes back. That's the you see baseball, nobody out, you don't get anything. Trust me. You got to see the text between me and my brother and all of us. We aren't happy. Trust me. We're bitching and moaning about like everybody else. But we don't want to get on here and lament. Just keep going on the same thing. But you think about it, it's kind of when you see a triple play, you thought, well, hell, that was easy.
Yeah.
How come you don't see that more often? Yeah. Same thing to base load, no out. If you get a strikeout or you get a pop up, now you get a ground ball and the inning's over. Yeah. I mean, then you go, well, hell, that sure
happens
went away
all the time,
quick.
Coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it went away quick because
it's not fun. It's not great.
Because the damn pitcher got a strike. You got a pop up or a strikeout. Then he got a ground ball, and now the inning's over because these are major league infielders turning a double play. So there's no. Trust me, I'll never make excuse because based on nobody out, we don't score. I'm pissed off, and you know it because I text you all the time, and my brother texts me, and we text each other because we're fans. The fans come out in there on us. So yeah, there's no doubt. How about on the other side of it? You see the Dodgers get, the other team gets a bases loaded. We get out of it. Hell, we're like, oh, hell, that's great pitching. Great job. Because it is. That's how that works. So, again, not making excuses for anybody. That's a good point.
That is a great point. Not trying to be combative. That's just differing. I just think when you put all of it together, it has been definitely a good product that you've seen.
Yeah, the big picture. No case, you're absolutely
and nothing's
correct.
perfect. You're going to have situations to where you leave meat on the bone. Nothing is perfect. Very rarely are you ever going to go through, especially facing the pitching you're seeing. You're just not going to go through the playoffs and not have a scenario to where you went, damn, we squandered an opportunity there. That's going to happen.
Well, that's because the other night your rebate comes in, he walks a guy, then hell, you don't throw a strike to tell you, and he strikes out. He swung at 3 pitches out of the damn zone. That's what I'm let him off the hook for that. Yeah, the guy's a great pitcher, but he just walked the guy in front of you. This is his first time, as far as we know, in this big of a situation against in this scenario. Maybe he's going to walk everybody. Maybe he's like a Roki. Maybe Roki was just nervous the other night when he came in, didn't pitch as well as he had been. Maybe this guy's the same way. We know his damn stuff is off the charts. So, whatever. So, he comes in, walks in a run, and get whatever, then he starts help. Maybe he's done. Maybe mentally he's done. I don't know the guy. I don't know his makeup. So, you're hoping as a Dodger fan that he's done, and we end up getting the win anyway. So, this is grinders. These are grinders. They're going to be, every one of them is going to be a grinder, and they wouldn't have it any other way, just like it was last year.
Yep. And here's a great point too. Okay, so all you ask somebody in a mistake situation, which I think we're going to put the taking Blake Snell out of the game the other night in the mistake category for Dave. Would you agree with that, Coach? You as coaches, we hate to throw other people under the bus, but we also you got to be real here, right? But would you throw that into the mistake category, taking Blake Snell out in Game 1?
Well, if you look back on it, yes. I don't know this. Here's what I don't know. I don't know his makeup. I don't know what he said in the dugout. I think the other night they took out a picture we was bitching and moaning about. He said he had cramps. I don't know what the situation was with Snell. Yeah. Now looking back on it, it looks like shit. So I'm
a little bit more definitive on you. I put it in the mistake category, and I say that because I was saying on social media before the decision to leave him in. So I feel like I have the right to say that.
Yeah, and I'll take the other side of it. I don't know what his situation is. I'm not in the dugout talking to him. Yeah. I don't know why the decision was made. I guess is my point.
Well, you tell me. What do you think Blake Snell was saying? Leave my ass in. Have you ever had a player not say to you, leave my ass in?
I'm sure he said leave my ass in, but I don't know the situation, what his pitch count. I don't remember what
Right.
it was. It wasn't over the
It
chart.
was 103. It was in that. It was in that you can understand either way round. And plus,
but he's not
Sasaki
going
had
to
been
pitch
throwing
again.
good. Yeah,
they're going to pitch him on full rest. They're
Right.
not going to short rest his ass. So
yeah, and he's got to pitch twice.
He's already done until whenever. So you could have very easily left him in there, in my opinion. But yeah, it's a mistake now looking back. But hell, I don't know when the decision was made, what information they went off of. If it was, yeah,
sure.
Here's the other part: the way Sasaki been pitching, that was a hell of an idea.
Yes,
now
and
I'm not so
also
damn sure.
Snell has to pitch twice, and that's why I was very neutral on it. But I still say it's a mistake.
I'm pretty neutral.
Yeah,
I'm pretty neutral.
Yeah, right, but I still say you put it in the. All in all, you put it in the mistake category, and I think Dave put that in the mistake category. Okay, here's what I'm saying. I think Dave himself put it in the mistake category. You know why? Because he left Yamamoto in last night. He did not make that same. Let's not even say mistake. Let's just say decision. He did not make that same decision twice. He took Snell out in the first game. It almost went to hell in a handbasket. Well, it did, but the Dodgers survived it. When he had that same decision to make the very next night, he left the pitcher in. So that tells you all you need to know about what Dave himself thought about that decision, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's also telling that maybe, that's not good for us if Sasaki doesn't have that confidence again.
Yeah.
Because Sasaki comes in off backing up Snell and deals and carves people up. His ass is in last night. We know that he's going.
And let me back up a little bit, Coach. And let me back up a little bit on Sasaki here. We're going back and forth, so sorry if it's – Coach and I get very excited like this. So I'm going to defend Sasaki. I did not do this the other night. I was pissed at myself I didn't. If you remember in that game against the Phillies, Sasaki had to throw how many pitches? He had to throw 3 or 4? I can't remember. But he had to extend a long period of time. Yep. So if there is no doubt in my mind looking back on it, that extended outing against the Phillies – something he has not done basically since his rehab in Oklahoma City. There's no doubt in my mind that had an effect on his poor performance the other night. That's an excuse. I get it. But I still think that also is true.
Yeah. Like what I was saying, here's my more concerning point is Dave doesn't have confidence in him.
Yes.
Because he would have thrown him last night. He wouldn't have thrown him last night.
Yes.
Based on the fact that not. But I'm saying he comes in all Snell and carves him up. His ass is coming in the ninth inning last night too.
Point.
But you're right. Yamamoto was good. He was perfect actually. Outside of a couple of hitters, he was outstanding. I give up a leadoff home run or whatever, first home run, and to hell with it. So I think. I'll take the manager. To me, it's pretty good. It's obviously a good move on both sides because he's 2-0. Shit, he knew what the hell he was doing. But no, it looked bad. The first game looked bad. If Sasaki comes in and does like he had been, we're not even having this conversation because he probably does it 2 nights in a row and we're all ready to give him the Cy Young. But that goes the same old thing. Got a game plan until you get hit in the nose. As soon as you get hit in the freaking face, then it changes. So
yeah, 100%.
We'll see how it goes from here on.
So having said that, let me throw you some names out here: Shohei Ohtani, Roki Sasaki, Blake Trinan. Where are we at with those guys?
Well,
give me your manager's take right now. Where are we at with those guys?
Ohtani's he's not coming out, obviously. I don't know. I don't know the day-to-day thing, on the big league level, how the hitting coaches, blah, blah, blah.
Who is this hitting coach? That's what I'd like to know.
That's what I'm saying. I have no idea how that works. Do they have a hitting coach? Is it Dave? Does everybody get the hell away from him?
Well, they have one, but is he actually Shohei Ohtani's hitting coach? That's what I'm saying.
Question. Is he right? Well, if he's not, he ain't doing a very damn good job. I'll just say that. I'll throw that out there. Whoever it is,
ding, 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 ding. Coach Hall with the hot take.
If they're not using the Dodgers hitting coach, who the hell is this hitting anyway? Maybe he don't have one. He gets paid He's going to get paid $700 million for the rest of his life. So maybe you don't need a hitting coach. But yeah, he's not coming out. He's going to stay where he's at. Like I said, he gets hot. We're going to probably this series is over in the next one too. But if he don't,
you're showing restraint and discipline, Coach. You're showing restraint and discipline. I'm proud of you, brother.
You still got to have him. You still got to have him in the presence in there. But it's frustrating for me to watch as a coach with the swings he's getting, he's taking. But again, who am I? I make $700 a month or whatever, and he makes $700 million. So who the hell am I to talk? I'm just a baseball coach. So I'm going, quit pulling off the damn pulling. Same old thing you've heard me say. Well, so that's where I am with him.
But how many times the manager has a guy swung at a pitch and missed it, and you went, man, good swing. Just swing like that. Hey, you didn't hit it this time, but keep swinging like that, and you're going to be fine, right? How many times have you told that to a kid? And it's the exact opposite. Hey, it's not that you're getting out or you got a hit last night. Fine. It's just you're not giving yourself a chance.
It doesn't look like he has a plan.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe his interpreters here in Coach Holden don't understand what the hell he's saying to him, and they're not getting the information back across to him. I don't know. It just as a guy, I'll just be honest, looking at it, doesn't look like he has a plan.
It's like
when he comes up there.
Well, here's my point.
Shohei Ohtani. If he makes contact, it's going out of the damn park.
Yeah.
That's my plan. I don't know.
So kind of here's my point. You walk up to Shohei and you go, hey, man, quit pulling off the ball. Hit the ball to left center. He goes, I hit 50 home runs and had 50 stolen bases. Why don't you shut the hell up?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
That's kind of where I'm at. I mean,
that's true. That's.
I'm not saying he does that, but I mean, he has the right to, right?
But I also have the right to say you're 4 for freaking 24 too, dude. I mean,
that's the dichotomy. Yes.
If you want to get right down to it and get Coach Holt dirty, Oklahoma dirty down here, we're paying you $700 million. You're 4 for 24, and you really hadn't had good. You didn't do well in the playoffs last year either. I mean, we're not paying you for the MVP awards and in the regular season. That's Coach Holt dirty Oklahoma ball.
That's real talk, Coach. That's real talk.
I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I think that's real talk there. So where
I love
we
the
at?
guy, though. Trust me, I love him.
Absolutely,
Whatever.
Absolutely. So I'm not letting you off the hook. Sasaki and Trinan, where are we at with them?
Well, I mean, obviously, Davis feels something with Trinan. He was warming up the other night in a leverage situation. He had to come in. I guess I was kind of shocked to see him come in the other night, but thank God he did. But I was still waiting on. Like I was telling my brother sitting there, I was like, where's that damn Frisbee at he used to throw last year? He throw the damn thing and it's cutting straight. Nobody can hit it. It's not there. It's out of the zone when he throws it. And, he got a high fastball, and luckily Terrain went for it and got out of the inning right there. Now, Sasaki, I still think, you got to be all in. I mean, here's the deal. Yeah, that wasn't good the other night, but maybe it's what you were talking about, it's extended, blah, blah, blah. But the next time he comes in a closing situation, and it goes to hell in a handbasket. If it does, maybe it's not. Maybe we see what we see. We know the type of talent he has and the type of kid he is. We're good to go. Mm-hmm. But if it goes to hell in a handbasket again, then it's the same old thing. Yeah. Mike Tyson does hit you in the nose. You better come up with another plan because this one ain't going to be it. And Trinan, is what he is. Dave still got some confidence in him because he's had him warming up the other night in a leverage situation, and he came in with a damn 2-1 game. So he didn't. Dave had to have another option, but that was right after. Here we go. Vesia. I don't know. Trying. He still has good stuff. It's not as good as he was.
He's
last
throwing
year.
Strikes now. That's what I like.
Yeah, if he'll throw strikes, that's good. I still would love to see that one breaks about 2 foot across the plate like he used to, but it's not there anymore. So for whatever reason, but no, it's the same thing. If we're going to win this series and the next series, you're going to have Blake Trinan. So piss him on all you want or whatever, but he's on the roster because you're going to have to use him.
We said that point blank. If you're going to have him on the roster, you've got to use him. And that's exactly what Dave has done. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Okay, last talking point here, and I think Benjamin Su's son summed up this entire show, our theme of this show, all with this one comment. I am with Benjamin Su. Stop saying the Dodgers stole 2 games in Philadelphia. Stop saying they stole. I understand the concept that when you go on the road, you win. You're stealing games because you're not supposed to win. Screw that. We said that, but the Dodgers are the better team. They have earned those. They have not stolen anything. They have gone to Philadelphia and Milwaukee. They haven't stolen anything. What they've done is they've gone in and proved they were the better team. So quit using the narrative that the Dodgers. I understand what you're saying with the narrative, but it's not accurate to say the Dodgers have went into Philadelphia and Milwaukee and stolen those games.
No, there's no doubt about it. They didn't steal them. You don't go steal games like if it's 1-1 and you get a crappy call, the umpire starts screwing the other team. Okay, whatever, but. Not in the big league, major league level. You don't go in and steal things. Did the Mariners go in there and steal? Hell no, they outplayed them. They didn't go steal anything. They go on the road and kick their ass.
Shocked the hell out of me too. I thought Toronto kicked their ass. But.
Yeah, they're going. Everybody was ready to crown Toronto a couple of weeks ago. They were kicking the Yankees' butt, and in Seattle said, "Oh, hold my beer here for a minute. We're going to go in there and kick their ass a couple times."
Michelada or Coors Light? Which one?
Oh, Coors Light. Hey, what is Seattle? I don't know what they drink up there. You go Yingling, man. I'm a Yingling man. But, different parts of the country. It doesn't matter. I like beer. I'll drink anything. But yeah, but what I'm saying, there's no stealing anything.
Nothing quite like a bathtub full of iced down beer, right? That's an inside story, by the way.
That's right. A bathtub
and 115-degree weather in Altus, Oklahoma, right?
That's right. It didn't get any better than that. I'll just go confiscate it and put it in my room. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Coach, I thought I'd remind you, in case you'd forgotten, the average daily temperature in Altus, Oklahoma is 75 degrees. You know why? It's 150 in the summer and 0 in the winter. That's why.
Yeah. And you wonder
That's an inside joke, by the way.
And you wonder why I got kicked out there every time.
And with a bathtub full of beer the night before, it's way hotter than 150 degrees, right?
Yes, it is.
By the way, that was the only game that Robbie lost that whole summer.
That's right. Yeah, I had some middle infielders that couldn't take a routine ground ball, and I ended up getting thrown out that game too. I think I went and got a big gulp and sat outside and watched the rest.
I ended up with Smalley's Pony's 16-foot shoes. 16. That was funny. Hey, final thoughts here, Coach. This has been a hell of a good time.
It's been a good time, and like I said, Dodgers. There's no smoke and mirrors now at this point. The Brewers are an outstanding team. The Dodgers are an outstanding team. They go in, they out execute them, they outplay them. In their own field, and they're up 2-0. But this series is a long way from being over. Milwaukee's got a great team. They got a great manager. The Dodgers still have a lot of work to do. Will Kobe Bryant that all day? Hadn't done a damn thing, according to Kobe, when he's up 2-0, and that's an LA guy, so we'll go with him. You still got work to do. First 1 to 4 is what they'll tell you, first 1 to 4. So, but I love the Dodgers' chances because their history. I mean recent history. The last 2 years, everything that was stressful, they handled very well, and they knew how to handle. It's not like if they're kicking everybody's ass, I'd start worrying because a close game, they're not going to know how to do it. So the Dodgers are battle tested. They got character. They've got everything you need for these tough situations, and that's all it's going to be from here on. Cases tough situations. This series, they're fortunate to win this series. The next one will be the same way. So, hey. It's great to sit here and talk and laugh and coke and joke when you're up 2-0, but you got a lot of damn work to do. But I like our chances, and I can't wait till they play again.
We do. I like to take days like today when you're not playing, though, and not worry about game 3 or just celebrate and appreciate what you have that day. I just believe it's very important to stop sometimes when you have the time and enjoy the process. And I had a show like this last week. That's kind of what this show is. I'm just stopping and enjoying today and enjoying that I get to be a fan of the Dodgers and the greatness that we get to be a fan of. That's kind of the mood that I'm in today.
Well, that's what you see. I mean, sit back and enjoy the process. Exactly what you said of what we've just seen. And the great part about it is we know there's more to come like that. Yes. Because, win or lose, we're going to see, the same thing we've seen these first 2 games. That's what you're going to see from here on out. So, everything's important. Every pitch means something. And, you just need to sit back and enjoy it. I don't know if we've been enjoying it too much. We were down 0-2.
Now, tomorrow's different, but today, a day off, I'm enjoying today.
Yeah, and like we said before, the only damn thing that matters is pitch 1 tonight.
Yeah.
Then after that one's gone, it's pitch 2. That's all the hell anybody's worried. Right. That's all Pat Murphy's trying to do. He just wants to win a game. Yeah. Then they'll worry about winning the next one.
He wants to win the first inning. I mean, it's that simple.
They want to win the first pitch. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Their mindset is we can't worry about trying to win 4. We got to win 1. And right now we need to win the first pitch of the game and go from there. So.
Exactly. The way that you win 4, it's kind of like whenever I'll equate this to like whenever you're a pitcher and the count's 3-0. You know how you come back in a 3-0 count? And this is the message I would always give my pitchers. Hey, this next pitch needs to be strike 1, okay? Then after we throw strike 1, then we're going to throw strike 2. Then after we throw strike 2, we're going to throw strike 3. That's how we're going to come back in this. And literally it's going to be – so, I mean, the way that you win 4 games if you're the Milwaukee Brewers is you go 1-0 in the next game, then you move on, then you go 1-0 again, then you move on, then you go 1-0 again. That's exactly how they're going to approach it. So there's still a lot of work to do, although today I'm not going to worry about any of that. Today is a day of celebration and just kind of just stop and enjoy the process. So, Coach, I love you. Great job today. Thanks for coming in.
Love you too, Case. And always great to be on here to talk to you and get feedback from our Dodger dogs. Are the best in baseball, and it's great to be a Dodger.
It is a great day to be a Dodger.